Hello and welcome. I'm Tim and this is TimBatSea, and I trust that you have all had a wonderful holiday and whatever holidays you guys celebrate. In my case, it's Christmas, so I trust that you've had a good Christmas. I'm recording this a little bit before Christmas because I don't know where we're going to be. Currently, we're still braving the weather here in Tampa, and you can see the barge is pulling on its anchor line, and we are at a 90-degree angle to the barge. If I haven't talked about that in a video already, I will soon. But we're waiting out a storm that's pretty nasty out there right now. It's, I think, 14 to 17 feet outside, so we gotta wait for that. But I have a late, well, I guess perhaps an early Three Kings. Those of you that celebrate Three Kings, I know my Boricua brethren celebrate Three Kings. Anyway, I have a special surprise or present for you guys, and any of you guys that were fans of the crazy and silly Dalton videos, he might have some competition. I did a video a little while ago with my chief engineer, Keith, and he took the camera and did his thing. So take this. It's a wonderful video. And before you guys go crazy in the comments, remember he's got a good sense of humor. All right, you guys, hope you enjoy.
Hello YouTubers, this is Chief Keith here. Captain Tim B has asked me to document my work in the engine room as I change the main engine oil filters on our tug. We have two Cat 3516 engines on board, invented by Arthur Caterpillar in 1935, and the 16 stands for 16 spark plugs. Each engine takes 3 cartridge type oil filters, which we'll get out here on the bench and inspect. It's pretty loud here in the engine room right now, so I think I'm going to turn this generator off. It should be a little easier to hear me in the engine room there. Here we go. A little known fact about Caterpillar is in 1983 they were acquired by the parent company of Cracker Jack, and they now include a snack or a toy in every filter box. Here I am cleaning the oil filters before they go into the engine. There's nothing worse than looking in the crankcase of a diesel engine and seeing a dirty oil filter. It's just not aesthetically pleasing. We are all about safety here on the boat, so we're going to isolate this engine so no one can start it while I have the oil filter housing open. We're going to hit the e-stop here, and we're going to set the oil change timer to 45 minutes. I am required by law to tell you that Caterpillar sent us their new oil recovery system. It's sent to me for review, but this review will be my own. I was not influenced by Caterpillar in any way. Now this is a prototype, so the working model may look a little different if you order one for yourself. So far, I'm very impressed with the quality. Now, when you've been chiefing as long as I have, you can pretty much just look at the head of a bolt and tell the right size socket, just from experience. You know, I've been doing this a very long time, and I don't like to brag, but it doesn't take me long to find the right tool for the job. It's starting to look like someone has stolen my 9/16 socket, so I have a specialty tool here that'll work. I don't usually break it out, but you know, desperate times call for desperate measures. Now if you look here, this is why you pay the money, you get the Cat quality tools. This oil recovery system is just going to take every drop of that oil, not a drop is going to go on the deck. As I mentioned earlier, I work for a very safe company, and we always wear our PPE when coming in contact with petroleum products. Here I am taking the lid off the oil filter housing, and once I get that off, you'll be able to see the filter cartridges inside. There's 3 of them we're going to remove. Here are the 3 new filters going into the housing, and then we're going to clean up the housing here before we put the lid back on. We don't want any oil running down on the deck after we get this reassembled. All of this high pressure oil is held back by this O-ring, so we are going to clean the face of the lid up here. We're going to put a new O-ring on it, lube it up with a little bit of oil here, and you'd be amazed. O-ring works a lot better than a gasket for keeping the oil here in the engine. Keeps things very clean. Now the next thing I'm going to do here is what sets an engineer apart from a mechanic. You know, a mechanic might just tighten these bolts up, but we're actually going to look up the torque specs on this. I'm going to consult the Caterpillar manual. This is in Newton meters. We don't want that. So let me get the correct manual here. Alrighty. Here we go. Foot-pounds, that's more like it. Now we're just going to gently tighten these fasteners here, but we're going to put the torque wrench on it here in a minute. Okay, here we've got our torque wrench, and we're going to put our extension bar on here to make sure it's nice and tight. It's important to have a good grip on your tools. If you listen carefully, you'll hear the torque wrench click. There it went. We lost a little bit of oil when we changed the filter, so you can see it's a little low on the stick. We're going to add a little bit of oil here to make up for those few gallons we lost. And then we're going to recheck the dipstick. There we go, she's full again. Now we're going to get ready to start the engine. Take all our interlocks off here and reset our e-stop, and look at that, our timer just reached 0. We're going to start her up here, and most importantly we're going to check the oil pressure, and there we go, 60 pounds. Thank you so much for watching, and hope we do it again.